All right. So this was from my last stream. Yeah, so Street Fighter 6 had these characters leaked out. This was not supposed to happen. It was a big leak. We talked about it in the last stream, and these are interesting. They are pretty much confirmed as real at this point. So as you can see, Cammy here does not have a leotard. She is 100% not wearing a leotard. This blew the entire internet out of proportion. Everybody was losing their shit. Coomers were uniting in defiance. Everybody was wildly unhappy. In addition to that, you can see up here Ken. I know this is kind of dark, but bear with me. Ken up here is dressed like a hobo. And there's so much lore being done about Hobo Ken right now. It's pretty hilarious. Here's the thing. Issue number 1. Cammy. No leotard, right? She'll 100% have a leotard in an alt outfit. Well, you're ironically more right than you understand. Because somebody managed to leak some videos. Actual video leaks. Check this out. And there she is, in all her blurry glory, doing a super on herself. Check this out. Look at that. That's leotard territory right there. I'm looking at a leotard, aren't you? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Leotard territory. Look at that. What's up, Reformed? So, I don't know. The internet was losing its shit. No leotard. Everybody started raising banners and shit. And then before you know it, somebody comes by and leaks out new Street Fighter 6 info. And look what we got here. Leotard Cammy. I think I even see a clitoris bump. Do you see that right there? I think that is. Now, I'm not all that familiar with the female anatomy. No, sir. I'm a straight-up virgin. Have been a wizard for quite some years now. But if I were a betting man, I would put dollars to donuts. This looks a little bit like a clitoris bump to me. So there you go. We got the leotard back. Coomers unite again, and Coom, because there you go. Fucking pretty funny. And then on top of that, we got to see, we have confirmation that Cammy is here. Obviously 2 outfits, right? And we get to see a little super. You know, this is probably her level 3 or something. Yeah, it's a pretty long one. You know, this is kind of one of the complaints of some of the older Street Fighters, that like the supers go too long. Like they last a really long time. I personally don't have a problem with it. I'm okay with that. As long as they look cool. I don't want them to be too long. I just want them to be kind of short but really awesome looking things, you know? Lei Wulong's Rage Art in Tekken 7, it's a little too long because he does a flip, a taunt, and then some kung fu. If you cut out the flip and the taunt and just went right into the kung fu that he does, I would really think that would be like the ideal super. I honestly do. It wastes a little bit of time, but it looks really cool. He does that flippy-do into the slow-mo punch. You know, it looks really cool. Fang's super is just like a big uppercut and then like a big shoulder hit. Good super. Good super. I like those kind of supers. They look really cool and flashy, but they're pretty condensed. This one is definitely on the longer side, but I have to say it does look pretty cool. You're going to see these supers a lot. You're going to see them a great deal of time, right? Because you're playing the fighting game, you're grinding it out. Supers are going to happen quite often. So I think this might be a little bit on the long side. Still, I'm not too upset. I'm not too upset. Maybe it's just me, but I'm not too upset. So there you go. Leotard Cammy. That's issue number 1. But what's the deal with Hobo Ken? What's going on here? Hobo Ken. The funny thing about Hobo Ken here, there has been a story about Hobo Ken. In Street Fighter V, there are certain characters that when they beat Ken, they say something. They say something to the effect of, there are 2 suns burning bright in the sky, but one of them looks to be fading. And so it's insinuating that Ryu and Ken, being the blazing hot suns in the sky, one of them is fading. We now see a hobo-looking Ken. we believe that the story is leading towards a direction where Ken has somehow lost his family. And he is undergoing some kind of dark moment in his life. People are taking this shit and they are coming up with all kinds of stories. It's really wild. Like, his wife left him, his daughter is dead, he lost all his NSF apes. all his NTFs, excuse me, all his NTF apes are gone. He's missing all his apes. He invested in Bitcoin and it didn't work out. The humor is top notch with the lore behind this character right now. It is way too funny. The guy fucking lost all his money on eight pictures. His DP, his Dragon Punch, is now divorce proceedings. He used to wake up DP. Now he just doesn't want to wake up. You know, he's having a hard time in life. It is phenomenal, the amount of jokes that are coming out about how he looks now. He is on hard times, and it's hilarious. Nobody really knows what the lore is, though. This is all speculation. The guy who leaked this stuff has not really confirmed what is happening story-wise with Ken. But it is so far strongly implied that there is something wrong with Ken, and he is having a hard time. Some people are saying, like, he can't use his fire anymore, he can't get his flames up anymore. This apparently... People think this is a dog tag, but to me it doesn't look like a dog tag. It looks more like a pendant, you know? Maybe of his kid or something. I'm not sure. Ken just became an alcoholic and advanced to drunken boxer. That would be really sick, but I doubt it. I'm pretty doubtful. Honestly, I have no clue what they could be doing other than, yeah, I think what... I don't want to believe that Capcom is going to do anything grimy or dark. I think Capcom is going to take... I think they're going to take like this in a bit of a more like positive direction. I think what they're going to do is say that Ken is wrestling with a Satsue no Hado of his own. Because Ryu has a Satsue no Hado, Akuma embraced the Satsue no Hado and the murderous intent, but Ken, nobody's really explained his fire powers. He's got fire, and it literally produces fire. But there's no explanation as to why or how. So it makes me wonder if maybe he has a fire-based Satsue no Hado, and he is trying to come to terms with the fact that Ryu conquered his, but he is still stuck, you know? He's not as good as Ryu. He's losing his strength, you know? Maybe he's getting older or something. I think they're going to take that kind of direction. This is totally baseless. I gotta be clear here. This is all headcanon right now. I just don't see Capcom being all like, oh, his wife died and his daughter killed herself or something. You know, like all the wild rumors and shit. I don't know. That's really mature for Capcom. A little too mature, if you're asking me. So I really do think that they're just going to go down the battle path. He's probably like told his family, you know, I'm going to indulge in fighting, so, you know, leave me alone for multiple years or something, you know? It's probably something a little more innocuous, is what I'm guessing. Mature is for Street Fighter, at least. And mature for Street Fighter, yes, mature for Street Fighter. That's just my take, though. That's just my take. Please don't stop me and my rationale. Please don't allow that to stop anybody from coming up with wild theories, because so far, I have laughed at all of them. They are really funny. Hobo Ken might be the funniest thing to come out of Street Fighter 6 so far. And we looked at Chun-Li's weirdly misshapen legs and sometimes non-existent ass cheeks. So it's like, this is really a treat. I'm enjoying this process way more than I should be. And this is really cool. Last thing to say, in case anybody's worried about this stuff, because I'm showing leaks and stuff like that, Capcom released a tweet that acknowledged these leaks. So Capcom has basically embraced the fact that we have all seen these leaks, that we know these characters, and all that shit. So they're not... This is actually kind of cool. Like, Capcom is not shying away from it. They're not sitting there like, please act like this didn't happen. They're not doing that. They came out with a tweet that just quite literally says, you guys saw something that you shouldn't have seen. this happens. We're in Metro City, kind of making a joke. Thank you all for your very positive comments, because apparently this leak has been really positive. People are quite interested in these characters. I'm not sure about all of them. There's a lot of questions about this person here. You know, I don't really know what's going on with the multiculturalism of this chick. But there is a lot of people that are happy about this Black American chick. They're pretty happy with her design, which I'm actually surprised by. I didn't think this was something people would really notice, but they seem to be really interested in her. You know, they're happy to have Jury back because she actually has a nice look to her. Everybody's really happy there. Everyone's, of course, laughing about, you know, Canada's hobo status. People are happy. This is really, really important. People are happy, and it is extremely important because Capcom has nothing to kind of tease in regards to the coming months, because we're still maybe a year out from this game. They're not going to be able to tease out, you know, gradually these characters. These guys are all leaked out now. We know who the characters are. Now, they'll still release trailers of these characters in actual game actually doing stuff, and that's great. We're going to look forward to that. But a lot of that suspense and mystery is kind of gone now. They have owned up to this being like a pretty official leak. Like, this is pretty official. These are the characters. We don't know if these are all the starting characters or if some of this is going to be DLC. It sounds like this is going to be starting characters, but honestly, that's still pretty up in the air. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think it's really cool of Capcom to own up to this and just be like, okay, you guys saw the roster. You know, all right. It sucks. I feel bad for the guys because, like, it's a really big thing to be able to release this kind of thing gradually and build up hype with it, but I'm sorry. It happened, and I think it's actually kind of cool that it happened because now we don't have to wonder who's in the base game. We kind of have a good idea of who's going to be there. And I'm still looking forward to seeing them in action. I want to see what these characters do and how interesting they are and if they're fun. I want to see if they're fun. So yeah, good shit, Capcom. Nicely done. I'm really looking forward to Street Fighter 6 way more now than I even was yesterday. This has made me more excited than yesterday. Good shit.